Welcome everyone. Myself Dr. Satyam Pratap Singh from Department of Electrical Engineering, Arya College of Engineering and Information Technology, Jaipur. The topic for today's lecture is load frequency control. For large scale electric power system with interconnected areas, load frequency control is important to keep the system frequency and the inter area tie power as near to the scheduled values as possible. The load frequency control is the basic control mechanism in the power system operation. Whenever there is variation in load demand on a generating unit, there is a momentarily an occurrence of unbalance between real power input and output. This difference is being supplied by the stored energy of the rotating parts of the unit. Load frequency control is being used for several years as part of the automatic generation control scheme in electric power system. One of the objective of AGC is to maintain the system frequency at nominal value, which is 50 Hz. Since the control of system frequency and load depends upon the governors of the prime movers, we must understand governor operation. Here figure 1 shows the governor characteristics. It is seen that with a given setting there is a definite relationship between turbine speed and the load being carried by the turbine. If the load carried by the turbine increases, the speed decreases. For example, in figure 1, if the turbine is operating at 25% load, the speed is about 99%, and if the load is increased 50%, the speed drops 98%. Now, if A is the initial operating point and the load is dropped to 25%, the speed increases. In order to keep the speed same at A, the governor setting by changing the spring tension in the fly ball type of governor will be resorted to, and the characteristic of the governor will be indicated by the dotted line as shown in figure 1. In practice, the change in characteristic is obtained by remotely operating the governor control motor from the control room. This characteristics is an ideal one, whereas the actual characteristic depart from the ideal one due to value openings at different loadings. In the steady state operation of power system, the load demand is increased or decreased in the form of kinetic energy stored in the generator prime mover set, which results the variation of speed and frequency accordingly. Therefore, the control of load frequency is essential to have safe operation of the power system. Moreover, frequency is also a major stability criterion for large scale stability in multi-area power system. Now the concept of load frequency control. If power demand fluctuates in the system, then variation occur in speed and frequency accordingly. Therefore, the control of load frequency is essential to have safe operation of the power system. To provide the stability, a constant frequency is required which depends on active power balance. If any change occurs in active power demand or generation in power system, frequency cannot be held as its rated value. Hence, oscillation increase in both power and frequency. Thus, the system is subjected to a serious instability problem. To improve the stability of the power networks, it is necessary to design load frequency control system that control the power generation and active power at tie lines of the interconnected system. Now the load frequency problem. If the system consists of a single machine connected to a group of loads, the speed and frequency change in accordance with the governor characteristics as the load changes. If it is not important to keep the frequency constant, no regulation control is required. The frequency normally would vary by about 5% between light load and full load conditions. On the other hand, if constant frequency is required, the operator can adjust the speed of the turbine by changing the governor characteristic as and when desired. If a change in load is taken care of by two machines running in parallel as shown in figure 2, the complexity of the system is increased. Now figure 2 shows the two plants connected through a tie line. The possibility of sharing the load by the two machines is as follows. There are two stations S1 and S2 interconnected through a tie line. If the change in load is either at S1 or S2, and if the generator of S1 alone is regulated to adjust this change so as to have constant frequency, the method of regulation is known as flat frequency regulation. Under such situation, station S2 is said to be operating on base load. The operation of generator S2 on base load has the advantages when S2 is much more efficient than the other station, and it is desirable to obtain maximum output of S2. The other possibility of sharing the change in load is that both S1 and S2 would regulate their generation to maintain the frequency constant. This is known as parallel frequency regulation. The third possibility is that the change in a particular area is taken care of by the generator in that area, thereby the tie line loading remains constant. This method of regulating the generation for keeping constant frequency is known as flat tie line loading control. This arrangement has the advantage that load sync on station S1 and the tie line would be reduced as compared with the flat frequency regulation. Automatic equipment permits various types of system control. The various methods discussed above can be performed with the help of automatic control equipments. In a large interconnected system, manual regulation is not feasible and therefore load frequency equipment is installed for each generator. Similarly, for voltage control also voltage regulation equipment is installed on each generator. Figure 3 gives the schematic diagram of load frequency and excitation voltage regulators of a turbo generator. The controllers are set for a particular operating condition and they take care of small changes in load demand without voltage and frequency exceeding the pre-specified limits. Now the speed governing system. Speed governing system has the 4 parts. First is speed governor, second is linkage mechanism, third is the hydraulic amplifier, and fourth is the speed changer. Now figure 4 shows the turbine speed governing system. Here this is the speed governor, this is the linkage mechanism ABC and CDE. Here this is the hydraulic amplifier and last is the speed changer. Now start with the speed governor. This is a fly ball type of speed governor and constitute the heart of the system as it senses the change in speed or frequency. With the increase in speed, the fly balls move towards and the point B on linkage mechanism moves downward and vice versa. Now the linkage mechanism. ABC and CDE are the rigid links pivoted at B and D respectively. The mechanism provides a movement to the control valve in the proportion to the change in speed. Link 4 means L4 provides a feedback from the steam valve movement. Now third is the hydraulic amplifier. This consists of the main piston and pilot valve. Low power level pilot valve movement is converted into high power level piston valve movement, which is necessary to open or close the steam valve against high pressure steam. And last is speed changer. The speed changer provides a steady state power output setting for the turbine. The downward movement of the speed changer opens the upper pilot valve so that more steam is admitted to the turbine under steady condition. The reverse happens when the speed changer moves upward. Thank you everyone for listening me.